Hi, welcome to Insights. I'm Dana Oakley Samard, and today I'm going to talk about authenticity. This is something that I talk about a lot in my practice, and clients come in and ask me how to better connect with themselves, how to discover or rediscover who they are. And what we learn is that when we're struggling with who we are and dissatisfaction in our life, so often underneath all of that, it often looks like depression, but what's underneath all of that is inauthenticity. And I like to call depression the condition of inauthenticity. And I say this because when we're depressed, our lives are screaming out, our bodies are screaming out to tell us something is not working. What is it? And we've got to listen and pay attention to whatever it is that our lives are showing us and our bodies are feeling miserable about, or sad about, or powerless about, and discover what's really going on. So, what is authenticity? Authenticity is being genuine, being self-aware, being accepting yourself for who you are, all of your strengths, your weaknesses, your limitations, and the areas in which you thrive and succeed. Authenticity is being able to be accountable for what you do and what you don't do. Being able to openly connect to people and be willing to connect to people and have people connect to you genuinely as well. Authenticity is an openness. It's sort of like putting everything about ourselves out there for all to see. And there's a lot of risk with being authentic. A lot of people feel really, really vulnerable and really nervous about it. So sometimes this concept is really scary for people. All right, so what are the benefits of being authentic? So one of the first things that's really cool is that we get to move closer to what our true values are. And to be able to do that, though, we have to first figure out what our values are. Lots of times we grow up and we just learn our values from our parents and our family and from society, and we don't always take the time to reevaluate as adults if those values actually fit us, or if we're just trying to fit the values that we think we should ascribe to. So being authentic really encourages and requires us to take the time to look at what we believe and then be able to act following those beliefs. Something else we learn is being assertive. So when we're authentic, we get to be able to feel comfortable knowing, because we know what we believe, we get to feel more comfortable to assert what we believe and behave in ways that support what we believe. So that might mean being able to say no when we need to say no, and look after ourselves when we need to look after ourselves, and let people know how we feel and how they are impacting us, and ask for what we need. We have less stress. People always come in and talk to me about their stress levels being so high. And when we're being authentic, we will find our stress levels decrease significantly, because we're not worrying so much about living up to the shoulds and living up to what other people expect and what other people want, and worrying about what other people think. All of these things kind of come together and just let ourselves just be ourselves, and that is so much more freeing and relaxing. Our self-worth will increase because we know who we are, we honor who we are, we live who we are, and don't have to worry so much about again, pleasing other people and all that other stuff that sometimes happens to us. Our intuition strengthens. Our inner compass really becomes more fine-tuned. When we know about ourselves, when we reflect on who we are, when we learn about ourselves and befriend ourselves, we really start to be able to understand what we need and where we need to go and how we need to get there, and all the different things in our life that we need to help us do these things. And so our inner compass becomes really strong and really centered, versus sometimes, life is getting stressful and we're not sure what we should do, and we're feeling stuck, and we're worrying about what people think, and our compass sometimes feels like it's just spinning. So authenticity helps it to just really point the way with certainty and assuredness behind it. We also find that our integrity grows, and this makes sense because we're being honest to who we are, and that we know what our values are and we live by our values. So our integrity and self-worth have to increase as well. We are able to realize our full potential. When I know who I am and what I need and what I can't do and what I can do, and I'm gentle with myself and compassionate with myself, I know then how to live the life I want. So I can find the work I want, I can have the relationships I want, I can be who I want to be and thrive in that life. And another thing that happens is I'm more trustworthy if I'm authentic. People know what to expect from me, and they know that they can rely on me to be the same type of person, the open, honest, approachable person that I am all the time. And people trust that. Now, the risks of being inauthentic are many. So depression is one of them. Anxiety is another. When we're not living in ways that are true to ourselves, we will feel that inner conflict and feel the I want to do this, but I don't want to say it, or I don't want to worry about what someone else is going to think, or I don't want to hurt their feelings, so I don't know what I should do. So I keep my feelings and my thoughts and my needs to myself, and that makes us anxious and depressed. We become unhappy. We become really stressed out because we're carrying the weight of this stuff that we don't want. And we're dying to be who we are and to live our real selves, but we're scared, we're stuck. So we're struggling all the time, and that becomes heavy and burdensome and tiring. It's exhausting. We can become really resentful of other people, resentful of the situations that we get ourselves into, that we didn't want to get ourselves into, but we didn't feel like we could get out of. And we can become resentful for ourselves as well. We feel powerless when we're not being authentic because we feel stuck, because we're wanting so much to please other people, to be something other than what we really are to others. And this just leaves us feeling like aimless. I don't know where else to go, because where I really want to go, people might not like it, people might judge it, whatever it is. And the last thing that happens, and the most important thing that we want to avoid, is the loss of self. So the more I give to others that's not in a way that I really want to give, like if I can't say no, or if I'm worrying about hurting somebody's feelings because I just want to say no, I don't want to help you with this, or I can't do this, or whatever, I'm having these feelings, I lose parts of myself. I rip off a piece of myself, give it up, and I don't get it replenished and renourished. And I just sort of find myself falling away and losing a sense of who I am and disconnecting from myself. And this is again where depression really comes in, when I just don't know who I am anymore because I haven't been living who I am. And so we will lose sight of ourselves, and we will feel buried by all this other stuff. So loss of self is something that I see a lot in my clients, and lots of them want to figure out, how do I love myself again? How do I get to know myself? How do I become my best friend again? Or maybe they have never been that way and they want to find out a way to do it. So authenticity is so critical. It's something that I think underlies a lot of the struggles and stresses that people are going through on a regular basis. And I think that, it's something that counseling can help you out with. If you're struggling and you think that, I wonder if maybe I'm not being authentic, or wow, I really see that I'm not, this is making a lot of sense, then come on in. Give me a call, book a session. First 30 minutes are always free. I work with people virtually as well as in my office here in Victoria, BC, and I'm more than happy to help you reconnect yourself and live your authentic life. Thanks so much.